welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And we are really excited today. We have one of our biggest Hall stars here. We love having him on the podcast. And we have Tyler Hynes is here. This is so exciting.
Hi, guys. Sorry, I was moving my electronics out of the background because that's embarrassing. You don't want that.
Yes. And I'm Rachel Wagner and Anna's here.
Hey, everybody.
Yes. And so Tyler, how has your 2021 been? Busy.
It's been okay. Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, I could complain. Everybody seems to be doing all right in my life or well enough. And work seems to be going okay. And we've been having some fun. We did that convention, which was really a blast. But yeah, I think it's good. I'm trying to remember when COVID started. Was it this year or was it last year? I don't remember.
Yeah.
At this point, it just seems like 400,000 years.
Yeah, did we ever not have it? That's the question. It feels like it
starts to feel that way, right? I mean, definitely whatever happened in the last 6 months, I think has been really nice. It was nice to be able to travel a bit more, see a few friends, see some of these fans, and get a little bit more back into the world, which has been fun.
Yeah, your fans are amazing. It was so hilarious because we're recording this after the premiere of Andrew's movie last night.
Yeah.
And when you had the cameo on there, they just like the internet exploded. There was like so many posts about it. It was hilarious. Yeah.
I'm so glad I got a reaction. Yeah, I saw a bit last night, and then I have some family here, so then I saw some more this morning, and I love to see that. It was hard to schedule this thing. I'm sure. It was more challenging. Like what it started out was I realized that I was going to be in the same city as everybody. Paul was shooting his movie there. Erin was shooting her show. Andrew was going to shoot his movie. And so I was like, I'm just going to do a tour and just show up on all their sets and just walk through the background and not tell anybody that I'm like, not tell them that I'm going to show up. Just like ride on a horse in the back of When Calls the Heart, or what's the town called?
Yeah.
Hope Valley.
Yeah.
And stuff. So originally I was just going to show up in Andrew's set and just kind of cruise on, and he would maybe look up and realize that I was there. But I really just wanted to be in the background. I really wanted to make sure that if I didn't want to make a thing out of it. I didn't want them to try to give me a line or a part, because I don't want to take a part from another actor who could probably do a much better job than I could and deserves that role. So I didn't want that to happen. And then I think I was at Andrew's place and something came up and I sort of mentioned it. And then a few days later, he's like, I talked to people. It's happening. Yeah.
I was watching with my mom and I literally screamed, oh my gosh, there's Tyler. And she was like, what? And I rewound it and I froze it. And she was like, oh my gosh, it is.
This is what I wanted. Rebecca, I spoke to her the other day and she was like, she didn't even see me. She was like, she didn't see the moment. I was like, you didn't. She's like, I think I went and got juice. And then I spoke to somebody else and they were like, they really weren't sure. They're like, I don't know if I was seeing things or what was happening. Yeah. This is the reaction I wanted. I didn't want it to be a whole thing. I just wanted us to be like, is that? No. Okay. Yeah.
It was super fun. I hope that we get like the Hallmark Cinematic Universe is like, it just adds that layer to it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, why not? But yeah, it was once we sort of decided we were going to do it, and it was a hard orchestration because I was shooting and he was shooting and trying to get over there on a day. And then I showed up and it was Roadhouse Romance. He was shooting in the same set that I had just shot my other movie.
Oh, really?
With the same crew that I shot that movie with. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I can't get away from you people or this place.
That is really funny.
It was good. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So we haven't talked to you since last Christmas season on the podcast, and you have had quite the year. You had the 12 Dates of Christmas last year, and that won some Hallmark's podcast awards, and people really enjoyed it. And how'd you feel about that? How that turned out?
What did we get again? We got, was it
I think it was Best Christmas Movie, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's so exciting. Yes.
Yeah. Countdown to Christmas.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. This is on your guys' award show, right?
Yeah, our awards. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I love it.
The only award show that counts.
Yes, you guys are the benchmark for me. I mean, there's the first, I think it was the first year, like I became aware of it and reached out to me and stuff. It's so sweet. Such a nice thing. But yeah, I felt great about it. I mean, I can't tell you enough, this symbiotic conversation that we all have in this community is like such something I didn't expect. It's something that I'm learning to value more than almost any part of it. I really enjoy the people that I work with, but there's still some politics and stuff going on in that world a little bit, you know what I mean? Sure. But with you guys, it's just like, it's pure, you know what I mean? It's just, you guys are so down for this work, and it's so nice to have this sort of ongoing conversation, because there's, a few movies that we do over a year, and then you guys, have your reactions to these movies. It's instantaneous. I don't have to wait a year for a movie to come out. It's a really, really special thing. And to see how much it impacts some of the people who watch them, some of the folks, it means everything to me. It's kind of wild.
Well, it's really interesting. So I'm a film critic, and I was covering the Toronto International Film Festival, their virtual film festival. So I'm watching like all of these super heady, really worthwhile, great, movies. And I'd watched like 5 that day, and Roadhouse Romance was that night. Yeah. And I obviously, like, it's just apples and oranges. They're totally different, but like, I just enjoyed it was so relaxing to be like, I can just watch this fun movie.
Yeah. No stress, no pressure.
Yeah,
exactly. I understand. I watched Atticus, which is this documentary on a streamer that we have here in Canada. It's about the prison Atticus,
right?
And what happened at that place. Very
I've seen
crazy.
That.
Have you? Yeah, intense, it's an intense documentary, and it ends very intensely. And so I found myself over to Hugh Grant afterwards and watched Love Actually. So yeah, I can relate.
Yeah. Well, so you had It Was Always You that came out this year, and that was a big fan favorite. People loved that movie. And
Aaron.
Yeah. Were you surprised? Because it's a little bit of a tricky role where you're basically, you end up courting your brother's fiance. Like, that's a little bit of a tricky role. Were you surprised that people loved it so much?
I mean, yes, the answer is, am I surprised? Anybody who's reacting to anything that I do, I'm surprised about. It's always a shock. Because why would they? But that movie, yes, in particular, the premise was very hectic. It was very dangerous. And when I first read it, I was doing the same thing, going, "Ooh, how is he going to end this thing? Like, this can't be right. Like, if he ends up with her, this is not going to be nice. Like, this is going to be a mistake." But Kathy did such a lovely job, our writer, and ending it just the way that she did, that it made it acceptable. And I thought, okay, there's a very, very fine line we can walk here that'll make it very, very titillating, and very kind of on the edge a little bit for this world that we're in, this genre, the subgenre of romantic movies. And so I thought, if we can handle that ever so gently and correctly, it might be a really nice movie. And then I was just, as soon as I met Erin, I just knew, like, oh, this could be something very nice, because she's that talented and that lovely of a human being. So we could work this out together, and we did. So it's honestly not that complicated. I could do more of those movies, especially with Erin. We could do that all day. It's not hard for us to do. It was just the right combination of the writing was very good to begin with, and Erin is super talented, and I was just lucky to be the schmo who was there next to her.
Was it fun shooting in that tree house?
Yeah, it's 3 stories. So there's like an interior, and then you go upstairs, and there's like a little thing, and then there's like a super top deck thing that I brought Erin to. We didn't take any photos or anything like that, but I remember I had gotten there first, and I sort of showed her around the treehouse like it somehow was my responsibility. But I brought her to the top of it. It was cool. It's very, very, very elaborate treehouse. And it was the treehouse of one of our crew members. One of our crew members, his wife, has just had a very strong passion for tree houses, and so they just built this like elaborate thing in their backyard. which I had never seen a treehouse like. Mine was like, I graffitied mine. Mine was like a box on the ground. It was devastating when I grew up. So I don't know what inspired her, but
Yeah, was that in Vancouver?
this was in Vancouver, that movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I enjoyed it. It was a fun film. And so so then you got to work with Lacey again.
Yep.
How was that?
Lacey, beautiful. You know, she called me up and I was just thinking, I was like, ooh, I got some time here. It would be nice to do something right here and then right there. And I was at this Greek bakery. She texted me right then when I had sort of had this thought. She's like, what are you doing in March or whatever it was? And I was like, I don't know, what's up? And she'd explained to me that she'd actually spoken to me about this when we made Winter in Vale. She'd brought up this project that she was working on and that she would have liked to possibly have me on board, if I recall correctly. And so she just asked if I would come, and I said, whatever you want. And then I read it and I was like, hey, Lace, I'm barely in this thing. You know that, right? And she's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I don't mind. I'll be there regardless. Whatever you need, I'm happy to support. She's like, yeah, we're going to put more in there because the script that I'd read, the character Cooper was in it even less because of how the project had developed. It wasn't, it was meant to be something else. It was meant to be, I think, a show. And then she had turned it into a movie. And so they were still sort of tampering with it. But I was like, yeah, don't fight, don't struggle to add more days to my work. I'm happy to just take the days that you've provided here. And it was a blast. It was great. I got to come in and sort of support her in that vision as part of this ensemble cast. And it was great. It was a great change of pace too. It was a different style movie.
That's what I was gonna say. Did you approach it differently because it was more dramatic and a little heavier than what we usually see?
No, I mean, that was just like, it was just nice to sort of help be there for Lacey and figure out where she was trying to go with it. And we'd have some conversations as little time as we had. And the very first day we shot the ending of our movie, the last scene where we kiss. And very quickly, Lacey was like, oh, so we're changing everything. We're changing all the words. It's like, we got to bring this thing alive. Like, this is like the ending thing. You know what I mean? We got to like, and it was crazy because we were shooting this scene and there were gunshots going off through the entire scene, through the entire shooting of that scene, because there was like a shooting range just down the street. It was incredibly romantic. So yeah, it was
so
fun.
You had to ADR the whole thing.
Yeah, which, as you guys may know, it really kills the vibe when you're watching a movie, but I think it turned out okay. Still a funny scene, still got some, like, you know, natural moments, and Lacey's the best. She's just the most genuine human being there is.
Well, I loved the proposal scene in that movie. I thought that was really funny when she thinks you're proposing.
Yeah, that one was good. Both of us were like, this is either going to go very bad or maybe we'll figure this out. Because on paper, it was just like this long thing. And I was like, what is this? Like, what is this scene doing? And she was kind of the same way. And then we just sat down and started kind of doing it. And then I kind of looked at her and she looked at me and we were kind of like, yeah, that was fun. Like, yeah. She's like, yeah, okay. And it ended up being like one of our favorite scenes, both shooting and kind of watching as well. It was one of the more fun ones because it kind of worked out.
Yeah, it was very funny. So when you're working on Roadhouse Romance with a newer actress like Lauren Elena, how do you kind of work with them to help her feel more like comfortable? And was there anything that you did to kind of help welcome her to the set?
Well, I try to be very careful in all things, not to presume I know anything, nor that I have some sort of expertise in the area, especially of Hallmark. You know, I still feel like I'm the new guy here, and try to just pay attention and not get in the way. But yeah, she you know, expressed that this was sort of new to her, and we had done some FaceTimes prior, and I sort of helped explain to her that, you know, this is her movie and it's I'm here to service her and to make her feel as comfortable as she can, and try to allow an environment that was really conducive for her to do her thing. And I explained that all to her, and we were talking about, you know, the ending of this movie and different things. And I had mentioned, like, you know, this line at the end, and there needs to be something in there. I was like, what would you say here? What would you say here? if you could say anything, like something along the lines of this. And she was like, gotta risk it to get the biscuit. And I was like, yes, this is what I'm saying. Just do whatever you want to do, and we'll all try to accommodate. This is great. And so that's what the line ended up being at the end of that movie, which I love. Now I see that saying like elsewhere. I'd never heard it before until it came out of her southern lips.
Mm-hmm. That was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it fun hearing her sing on set?
I mean, yeah, she's obviously got a very beautiful voice. But I've got a fear of people singing and looking into my eyes, so that was tough. It always is for me.
Yeah.
But truly, it was an incredible performance, and she's got an unbelievable voice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, shivers down my spine when someone's staring into my eyes singing. I don't know what to do with myself. This is my own problem. This is my own Everest I've got to climb. I've got to get through this because this is like happened in the first movie. It's happened in a couple others. Probably happen again. Someone just staring into my soul while I sing.
That's funny. But it's but I mean it would be awkward, I feel like, when they're just staring at you and singing and you're just like, what am I supposed to do?
Well, I'm not like, this isn't any more awkward than somebody else. Like karaoke is like a nightmare for me. Like none of these things are pleasurable for me. If someone sings happy birthday, I'm just like, what do I do? You want me to clap you out? Like, I can only smile and nod for so long before it starts to get weird. This is the conundrum I face.
Yeah, well, surprise, we're gonna sing. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, that was a pretty fancy car in that movie. Was that fun?
That was a lovely car.
Yeah,
the car was gorgeous, fun to drive. It was not nice being in there with my boy, who played my agent. He was a legend, and there may be a fun cameo from him in our next movie. Yeah, I remember the owner of that car was not enjoying the fact that I would touch it. I remember we were doing a scene or blocking, and he's like, "Don't touch the car." And I'm like, I have to. This is my car. I'm the actor who plays with this car. He's just like, but don't touch it though.
He's like, I don't trust you.
All right.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, Hardy, or Hallmarkie in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
Was it fun to play hotshot director?
I mean, yeah, it was an interesting thing. It was like, that's something that I tried to, because that too is like a nice premise. It could be something kind of fun and romantic about that. But I think on the page, he was written a little more slick, a little more like big city guy. And I wanted to make him a little less slick, a little more like an artist who's struggling with his success.
So we have your new movie coming up. It's very exciting.
Yeah. What do you think? I guess you guys haven't seen a trailer yet, huh?
No, I don't think they've done a promo yet.
Just like
no, not yet.
Seconds in one of the promos with other movies, but no stand-up.
Okay. You guys looking forward to that? You guys like Joy?
Yes, I love Joy. I have always loved her since One Tree Hill. I'm a big fan, and when I saw this appearing, I was really, really, really excited. How did you like working with her?
She's great. Obviously she's very talented and she's focused, artist, which is very nice. And we got to figure out some stuff because the storyline to this one too could be a little bit. There's always sort of things you have to figure out, and so that it's done quite the right way. But Paul Campbell, who written really, really incredible script, all all hats off to this man. This man did an unbelievable job on this movie, as well as our producer, Matt Brady. This was his first Hallmark movie that he had produced, something that he had been developing for a while. And I'd say those two, Matt and Paul, really, really did an incredible job, as well as Joy, just being the talent that she is.
Did you know Paul?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I never met him before. And I called him. Yeah, I think after I read the script, I messaged our executive and told her how lucky we were to have his script and the work he had done and how valued it was and how much I appreciated it. And I called him up and told him the same thing. And every once in a while, I just call him up and stroke his ego for a while and make him feel like he's appreciated, because he's that good of a writer. It's like he's a talented actor. And I'm not super familiar with his work as an actor, but as a writer on this one script, and I'm sure the other ones are just the same, because you can tell with certain,
Well, he's done I think 3 now.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. He was our first actor interview that we ever did on the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
nice.
We have a long friendship with Paul.
Yeah. He's also a giant. I don't know if you know that. He's like 7 foot 1,000. I walked up to him and I went to the coffee shop to meet him after we shot our movie. And he stood up and I was just like, what are you? What's going on?
That's funny.
Like you and
Jack
Christopher
Skellington.
Russell.
Yeah, again, maybe it's just me. Maybe they're all normal height and I'm just out here like Tom Cruise in the middle of them, needing apple boxes to stand on. But no, he's a tall gentleman. Yeah, he's tall. The camera has the ability to sort of like mediate all of us. Like it kind of like makes tall people smaller and short people taller. Kind of brings us into sort of the middle.
Angles.
But he's up there. I'm somewhere down here probably.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about the movie and your character?
Yeah, so it's about Jamie and Emily. I play Emily, obviously Jamie, of course. And that'll be the next movie. We're getting there. And we're basically ex-boyfriend and girlfriend. And we randomly bump into each other in my hometown, and some sort of hijinks takes place where she ends up at my house with my family, and I reveal that it's discovered that I haven't shared with my family that we have split, because I wanted my family to enjoy the holidays, and I know how much she's loved by them, and so we make a deal to basically carry on this premise, so I can help her with the job that she's got to do, and I can have my family have a nice Christmas. And as you can imagine, chaos ensues, and it probably ends with a kiss. And it'll be fun.
That sounds really fun. I love a good fake relationship.
Oh yeah,
Those are always funny.
The sub genre that you like.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it's so ridiculous that it's just fun.
It is. Yeah, and that's kind of the balance you have to strike, is like having the fun with it, but also maintaining a bit of sort of authenticity, so that if we do get to the finish line with this couple, that you actually care about where that relationship ends up. And Jamie in this movie is like kind of a bit of a there's a word I use to describe him, but I don't know if it's offensive. So maybe I won't use it.
You shoot this film?
Just a few months ago.
So it was in like August,
September. Yeah, something like that. It is wild. Not only am I terrible with dates in real life and holidays and birthdays, I forget my own birthday. Usually I have to wait till somebody tells me it's my birthday, and there's been times where I've forgotten until like it's passed.
I mean, Joy ended up getting Andrew to sing and dance in their movie together. So
was that right?
Yeah, you better be careful with that. She can have you.
Was she not supposed to sing and dance in this movie?
Well, they did a music video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty great.
For the movie or just for social media?
Yeah, for fun, just like a bonus.
Oh yeah, I'm out on that. Yeah, that didn't come up, and thank goodness, because I would have been like, I'm gonna do it as soon as I come back from over that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. No, we didn't do any music videos on this one. We did climb up to a tree house and have lunch one day, which was very fun. Yes, the family was fantastic. Paul plays my father, and Allison plays my sister. It's like
I love her, Allison.
Oh, you recognize it from other movies?
Yeah, we've interviewed her. She's great.
Okay, great. She's amazing. Yeah. So I remember on day one when we started doing this thing, and I had been hoping for a certain thing in my mind that they would do, and they did it. And I was just so happy. I was telling Paul, I was like, I feel so much more comfortable knowing that you guys are now doing your thing, because they were really playing their part and their characters and having fun with it. And the relationship between mine and Allison's character is very fun. And everybody, even the ones that are in sort of the not as prominent as them, like Jessica and these other characters, they were really, really, really fun when they were around on set. We got to play around. It was good. Everybody was very, very sweet.
Was it a hard playing in a Christmas movie in August? Like super hot?
No, not this one. I gotta say, like, yeah, there's been moments where I'm sweating and just really not enjoying the process. But this one was great. I think I got very, very lucky. It was like very reasonable weather, and yeah, I don't think there was a single day where I felt like I was getting cooked.
That's good.
Yeah, Vancouver is good like that. Like, of all the places to be filming these movies, Vancouver is truly the ideal place, because they have mild summers and mild winters, and so aside from the rain, you're in good shape.
Did the people at Hallmark put you and Joy together, or did she want to work with you, or how did that come about?
I think in this circumstance, I could be wrong, but as far as I know, this was their doing. I remember Randy telling me that I was going to be working with her, and that was something that they intentionally did. They thought that I might enjoy doing it and thought it would be a good match, and our executive Aisha felt the same. So yeah, I think that was their creative idea that brought that to fruition. And it seemed like it created a reaction. Rebecca from one of our publications, Southern Living, that posts a lot about the Hallmark stuff, she was saying that pairing, when she had released that information, got a lot of reaction, which is very, very nice. It's better than crickets, you know.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, we're pumped. So if you got to do a sequel and you could pick it for one of your Hallmark movies, which one would you want to do?
You tell me. what would you choose? Somebody asked me this question the other day too, doing another interview. Well,
I mean, this is kind of random, maybe, but okay. I would pick Falling for You, because the end of that movie, she's going off to the city, and starting a whole new career and everything, and I would be really curious to see kind of what happens next for her.
Interesting. Yeah. Yes, another movie with Taylor would be very, very, very nice. Taylor's remains one of my good friends. Her husband as well, Cameron, is like one of my close buddies now, and she gets bothered by the fact that we have such a romance, me and him. So doing another movie with him would be, or with her, sorry, see, there we go, talking about him. Doing another movie with her would be fantastic. That's interesting. But don't they all kind of end with somebody making a sacrifice to move back or move out to wherever the other person
almost never move to the city.
Right.
Leave the small town and go to the city is very rare.
You're right. You're right. They usually sacrifice for the more humble lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
What do you think, Anne?
I would say Winter in Vale, just because it's one of my favorites. I loved the scenery. I loved y'all's chemistry. So I would love to see y'all in that setting, you and Lacey, continuing in that story, and maybe a proposal or something. And the restaurant and everything. It was just such a good movie. I loved it.
Oh, good. Interesting. I thought you both were going to say It Was Always You, because it seems to be the resounding answer. But that's so great. Yeah. Winter in Vale was also that's a very loved movie. I hear about that one a lot too. But yeah, that setting, because it was Calgary in the wintertime, it was real. And that was one of my favorite shoots as far as setting by a mile. Calgary was stunning. We got to go to Banff, and we shot actually in Banff, and then we went to Vail, Colorado, and shot in Vail for a week, and that was unbelievable. That was, yeah, one of the most fun. That was maybe one of the most fun, if not the most fun shoots I've had as far as the whole circumstance. And I was there with Lacey, so we got to have a blast, and it was like it was great. I would definitely do that one again. And Terry Ingram was our director too. It was one of my faves.
I mean, it would be fun with It Was Always You to have like a wedding movie for your couple. That would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, would we go to like Europe or something? Is that what we would have to do?
That's true. You could do like, I don't know. It was always Rome or something like that, and like have a wedding in Rome.
Yeah.
What was the dog's name in that again?
The what?
My dog's name. Do you remember the dog's?
Oh, I don't
the name of the dog in that
name. I don't remember.
I don't remember the dog's name either.
I'm sure the Hynes will be like,
maybe didn't have a name. Yeah, they're gonna be roasting us in the comments for this. How dare you forget your dog's name? All you think about is Rusty. I was gonna say it could be always. It was always, and it would be like a dog romance movie. You know, like,
there you go.
Like Clifford. You know, it's in theaters. It's like we're just like the two parents who watch the dogs fall in love.
Yeah,
I think it would have to be. I think for that movie to be sequeled, it would be a Christmas movie, and it would be in like Rome, Italy, or somewhere in Europe to continue the importance of all that and make it a Christmas movie so that we can.
I think that would do well.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
I really do.
I think that summer is the only genre you haven't hit, so you could hit the summer, get a summer movie and at the same time.
It Was Always a Wahoo, Aloha, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It was always Fiji. What about like? Well, wait. Does the the wedding movie that I did is that a summer movie?
That was a June Brides movie.
Yeah. What does that mean? May, June. That's spring.
Yes.
Right.
It's not, you haven't done summer nights is what they call it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I haven't done that. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I haven't done that.
They got rid of June Brides last year, this year. So
really?
Yeah. So maybe
no brides in June. Nobody's getting married.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Sorry, all you wedding people.
Yeah.
Not this year.
It wasn't much of a loss, if you ask me.
Oh no, what's your guys' favorite seasons of this movie?
Well, I mean, obviously Christmas is number one, but I think my favorite is probably Fall Harvest. It's probably my favorite, but now they only have. But Roadhouse Romance was really the only fall movie that they really had in Fall Harvest.
Really?
Yeah, the rest were like very, very short on fall.
What do you like? They didn't lean into the decorations. It wasn't orange.
Like in Roadhouse Romance, that was like the most decorated auto repair center I've ever seen in a film.
Yeah. It's like somebody threw up orange everywhere in that movie. It was great. I loved it.
I loved it too.
Yeah.
It was really the only one. The rest were all felt more like summer movies.
Yeah. Really interesting. Yeah. I didn't watch them, so yeah, I can't speak to it, but I know ours definitely had some pumpkins and some orange.
My favorite was in Love, Fall in Order, which was the year before.
Yeah.
They had scenes in a courtroom.
Yeah.
Because Love, Fall in Order. And the judge's pulpit, whatever, was covered with pumpkins.
He's just like burying the pumpkins up to here. He's just like this behind the judge's desk with his little gavel.
Can you imagine like going in for your sentencing?
Yeah. And this guy's like, hold on, putting some spice in his latte, his pumpkin spice latte.
Sorry, you're going to jail, but it's
to
festive.
Life. Yes. Yeah. Life in prison.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Tip. Yeah. But anyway, it's all fun. So, well, we're excited about the new movie. Thank you so much for coming and talking with us. This was great.
Of course.
We really enjoyed it. And
are you guys doing the award thing this year as well?
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we're gonna do it later. Wow. We're gonna do it in February this year instead of January. So
is that to like have time to die? Because when do the Christmas movies end?
So the last one I think is on the 19th
of
December.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they for Hallmark, or maybe the 20th. It's that weekend.
Okay.
Is the last one, and then Lifetime goes a little bit later, and they started a little later too. But yeah, the reason why actually that we're going to February is that I cover the Sundance Film Festival, and that's the last 2 weeks of January, and I just can't do both.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah. Is Sundance happening? Are they actually doing the festival in Sundance and doing the whole thing, or is COVID stopping that?
In person. Yeah.
Oh wow, good for them.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, finally we've gotten some good movies coming out. My goodness, what a drought we had for a while. And now it's just like with Dune and like what do we want to do? 007 was fantastic. There's a bunch of great movies that are finally coming out now.
You got to see Belfast. That's really good.
Oh, really? Belfast. Was that a TV show?
No, movie. I think it will win Best Picture. It'd be it's got all the momentum. It's Kenneth Branagh. It's about his semi-autobiographical about his growing up in Belfast in the 60s. And
did he direct it?
And his parents, and it's really good. I enjoyed it very much. Yeah.
Yeah, Kenneth is great. He's a great director and a great actor. That's cool. Belfast. Yeah, I think I've never seen the trailer for that.
Yeah. Also, Tick Tick Boom. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, this Andrew Garfield thing. What is that about?
Oh, well, it's also semi-biographical. It was based on a one-man play that Jonathan Larson did, where about his kind of experience before writing Rent.
Ah, that's right. It's about the writer of Rent.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Interesting. So. And Lin-Manuel directed it or something.
Yeah, he directed it. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you look, there's one song called Sunday Brunch where you get to see you'll see a ton of Broadway legends. Like if people know, there's the Schuyler sisters are there from Hamilton, the Brian Stokes Mitchell, Patti LuPone, like big name, Bernadette Peters. It's really fun.
I don't know any of those people. Not a single one that you just named. I'm trying my best to search my small little brain cells for like answers, but are these theater people?
Big theater people.
Oh, okay. See, I'm not in that world. I'm terrified. Again, this is my biggest fear. Someone singing and looking into my eyes. I can't go to theater. It's all the things.
Yeah, for Broadway, not like me. It was like,
good.
That.
I see. Is it fun seeing those? Like, have you seen these people in person or?
I have seen. I've seen Sutton Foster. She was the only one that, as far as the cameos that I've actually seen perform. But I've seen the pro shots. So that's
because this is the thing is like in either you're seeing these people in theater in person or you've never seen their work. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they have what are called pro shots, which is like the filming of the shows. And so I've seen
filming of a play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's called like a pro
camera
shot
at the back of the theater.
Yeah, no, it's like they move around the camera and they show you can watch Hamilton pro shot on Disney Plus right now, which is amazing.
Really? And they probably just have a bunch of long lens cameras behind that just don't sit in front of the stage and get in the way. It's
kind of like if you were watching a concert, and sometimes they zoom up on the singer and sometimes they're further back and you get like the whole experience. And there's a pro shot of Into the Woods with Bernadette Peters.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting. Is there a big audience for watching these things?
Yeah, I mean, except for they did do a pro shot of Diana the musical, which is not good, but it's kind of a hilarious watch. But anyway, that one they filmed during COVID, so there's no audience.
Oh wow, that's gotta be devastating as an actor to be on stage with no audience doing theater. I did theater at the beginning of my life, and I did Rent. Oh no, I didn't do Rent. What am I talking about? I saw Rent, and Rent was a good play.
Yeah.
Newsies is one of my favorite movies. I've never seen it live, but the film itself is really good.
There's a Newsies pro shot on Disney Plus, if you want.
Oh wow,
Newsies the musical.
My best buddy who also loves this movie, we always quote it, soak 'em for Crutchy, these kinds of things. He went and saw the play live in Toronto and he was just like, just debilitatingly disappointing for him. He was like, don't do it. Just keep your vision of the movie. Don't let the theater destroy it. He didn't like the live, but it could have just been the performance that he saw. I don't know who it was or what it was, but all I know is Christian Bale's great in that.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. I went to it when I was young. I
Oh,
remember I
really?
even got like, yeah, I even got a Newsies. They gave out like little Newsies newspapers when you went to the theater.
Oh, amazing. This is so cool. I love that.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thank you so much. You're the best. We
Yes,
always love
my
talking
pleasure.
with you.
Me too. This was fun. I like catching up on stuff. This is
Yeah.
good. When was the last time we spoke? Was it like a year ago?
Yeah, it was a year ago. Yeah.
My goodness. Let's not let time go by so long next time.
Agreed.
All
Well,
right.
where do people follow you on social media and all your fan groups and everything?
Whatever you do, don't follow the fake accounts. I know that's upset some folks, so watch out for those. If anything, don't follow me just so that you don't get caught by a scammer. Just steer clear of me altogether, because I get messages from people who are running into trouble with these people getting upset. So maybe just don't follow me. No, they can
Look
follow
for that
me.
blue check mark, folks.
Yeah, well, I've only got one so far. I've got the Instagram's got the check mark, thanks to Lori, one of our friends and community members in the Hynes. She managed to work that out. But it's Tyler_Hynes is what the Instagram is, and on the Twitter, and then the Facebook. I would suggest just goes to the Hynes, their Facebook. It's much more fun than any other Facebook account associated with me that you can be a part of.
And we'll
the
have
fun
all
happens
that
there.
in the description so people can check it out.
Okay, cool.
And
Yeah.
we'll look forward to talking to you come podcast awards season. I think we might
I
have
love it.
we might have a whole category just for you, because you
No.
technically did 5 films this year.
No, I didn't. Did I? 5? No.
Well,
this is
including the
not possible.
cameo. Yeah.
Oh, the cameo. Okay.
You did 4.
That's what I want. I want the best barista award. Let me get that award.
Yeah.
I literally was before the scene being like, peppermint, come on, you got this. Peppermint, here's your peppermint. What is it? It was tough for me. It was hard. There was another extra who was there, or background performer who was working with me, and he was from Russia. He's a very nice man, and I hadn't spoken to him, but he was sort of doing his thing, and I was sort of filming Drew, like during his scene. After I walked out camera, I was filming him, and he was like, "Can you film me?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, what do you want?" And so I filmed him for I got like 5 minutes on my phone of him walking through the background, doing his thing, very professional, focused. Like, these are the human beings that like I just love. These people on set, they're dedicated to what they're doing. And then near the end of the day, it came up to me, he's like, "You're really good at this. I think maybe one day you could be like him." And he pointed to Andrew. It's like, "I think you got a future here." And I was like, "Thanks, man. That means a lot." Because I did feel kind of nervous standing off camera and then walking on with my little cups. And here you go, Andrew. Here's your peppermint, whatever this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
It's big shoes to fill.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Andrew.
Those single lines. Oof.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that get you.
Well, have a very Merry Christmas. And
You guys too. Anything you need, don't
touch.
hesitate to reach out. Yes, and I'll keep an eye out for the award show. I can't wait to see what you guys cook up.
All right. Bye.
All right, later, guys.
Bye-bye.
So, all right. We'd like to thank Tyler for coming on the podcast. This was so much fun to get to talk with him. We always love it. And we know that we'll have lots of comments from all of the Hynes. So put in the comments section, and we would love to hear your thoughts. And Anne, how can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at awscott21.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. Check that out. Also, make sure you're following the podcast on Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all of our social media. And if you are listening to iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That helps us so much. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that so much. We also have our Patreon group, which is so much fun, and our merch store. So please take a look at that. And thanks again to Tyler, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.